Hello there, it is I, Frost, and welcome back to another Overwatch video on the channel. Hell yeah, hopefully you guys are doing well. Basically, if you've already read the title and are a big part of the Overwatch community and keeping up on things, you already know this, right? I'm a bit late to the topic, but I figured I'd still give my opinion on it and do a video on it, because why not? You know what I mean? Why not? But yeah, basically, today we're going to be talking about the fact that Overwatch 2 is delayed. Again, yes, again. So yeah, Activision Blizzard did a earnings call for the quarter, which all businesses do because it's like a requirement for their investors and potential investors. You know, some fancy corporate terms for you there. But yeah, basically they did one, and basically Overwatch 2 and Diablo 4 are now delayed. They obviously had a date in mind when they were going to release it in 2022, but now they're not doing that, and people are speculating whether it'll be 2022, like at the very late end of it, or 2023 that Overwatch 2 will actually come out. And yeah, obviously Activision Blizzard are dealing with a lot of sexual assault allegations and all those kind of things. They're trying to work that out, so obviously it's a rough situation. And yeah, but the fact that Overwatch 2, a game that's probably been cooking with them, being developed with them, since at least 2018, if you think about it, the fact that it's delayed again really tells me that they don't know what they're doing with this game. Like, let's be real. Like, I want to say, well, Overwatch 2, it's not even as if they can really do much, you know, with Overwatch 1, to then implement Overwatch 2 into it, because obviously it's like, you know, it's on a different engine, I believe, for the graphics. It still has the kind of cartoonish style that Overwatch 1 has, but different and improved. And it's also now 5v5, so that's a different mechanic altogether. And yeah, it's just, you know, it's a confusing thing, let's put it that way, right? And it's unfortunate because now we need to wait even longer for a game we love. Like, don't get me wrong, I am more than happy to wait for a finished game. I do not want a Cyberpunk 2077, sorry, couldn't speak there, situation with this game. I would rather have a finished one than them rush it and, you know, basically shit something out and be like, here, have this. That is not what I want. I do want a polished game. However, I think they don't know what the fuck they're doing, because it has been at least 5 years in development. Like, put it this way, right? The Overwatch content drought, as some people would say, started in 2018, right? You know, we had a few characters and maps since then, but that's when the content drought really started. And then 2019, well, it was after, well, 2018 still, it was after the Retributions event, let's say that. And then after that, basically we had the 2019 BlizzCon, where we had the animated shot, and if you went, you could play the real PvE map. That was all fun. And then 2020, Corona hit. That was a fair excuse, you know, people had to work from home. Obviously Activision Blizzard couldn't do much, so that makes sense. And then 2021, the sexual assault allegations came out, and we're back at square one, where the game doesn't know where it's going. So yeah, not fun. But it's, you know, a lot of people are actually saying Overwatch 2 was a mistake, and honestly I can't blame them for it. I think Overwatch 2 has caused more problems than it's worth, from a viewpoint right now. Obviously when the game releases I might have a different standpoint, but from right now the way I see it is that this game is causing more issues than it's actually worth. And so yeah, it's just confusing me, put it that way. It's, you know, I think they did it too early, and I do agree with some people that maybe it shouldn't have even been a thing at all. Just keep Overwatch 1 and then keep updating and updating and updating it. Because, well, obviously it works for some games. I look at League of Legends, that game's still going strong after at least a decade. You know, they have constant updates. But it's the same game, right? So here's my question, was this game truly worth it? And you know, they can implement some things from Overwatch 2 into Overwatch 1, obviously not the new 5v5, you know, mode, because that's, yeah, you have to change the whole game completely. But like they could implement stuff like the push game mode they're doing. They could implement that in. A bunch of the new maps, not deathmatch maps by the way, because they suck ass. Well, they don't suck, but I mean, let's be real. Hardly any of the community actually play deathmatch unless they're waiting for a game. And yeah, it's just not a very fun situation. But there's also the thing that Overwatch Pro League players get to play in an early build of the game, you know, April 2022, but they're not giving us, you know, like a beta or anything, which is fine, you don't need to technically, but basically, I don't know, like, is the game finished? Are you gonna, like, obviously they need to do a lot of reworking and stuff, like for the tanks especially, since there's gonna be one less tank. A lot of the tanks like Ball and stuff now, Ball and Roadhog and all that, need to be more team players especially. Main tanks are fine, but you know, likes of Roadhog and Ball, they need to be more team based specifically to be like, you know, a team player of a tank, if that makes sense. So it's just, it's mental to me, honestly. I think the game is causing more problems than it's worth. And you know, it also sucks as, well, as a general player of Overwatch, obviously you're more or less stuck with another year of no content, basically at all. Sure, you get the occasional balance patch, but I mean, really, what does that do? Change the meta at, you know, high rank of play? Whoop-de-doo, I guess. Good for you. Yeah, it also sucks as a content creator. If you've dedicated your life to Overwatch on your channel, whether it be Twitch or YouTube or whatever, if you've dedicated that to, you know, Overwatch, it's going to be a lot harder now, I feel like. You know, less content does that. You know, luckily for me, I'm not only an Overwatch channel, but you know, there is people who are like that only play Overwatch on their channel because it's their favourite game. And you know, as I said, I don't have that issue. I play GTA and Call of Duty and all that, but people that do use Overwatch to make a livelihood and to live, you know, it can be hard sometimes to pull in the views. You know, I'm a small channel, I don't pull in that many, but it doesn't matter, right? The point is, their communication should be a lot better, because the way I see it is they don't know what the fuck they're doing and they're not communicating. Then again, most, you know, don't, like game developers, they don't communicate because whatever, right? And yeah, it's just a very, very hard situation right now, I just think. Because really the way I see it is PvP is, from the moment I look at it like it's like some sort of disaster, but you know, not really a disaster as such, but yeah, it's just, who knows, maybe it is a mistake, maybe those players are correct in saying that, maybe Overwatch 2 is a mistake, because you know, as I said at the start, is that you want a polished game, and at the same time, you want a game, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't want them to rush it, but this has at least been 5 years now. And you know, I'll wait, but Blizzard really need to do something with Overwatch 1, because I can guarantee you, this game will probably not survive another year of no content whatsoever. It can't. It physically can't. This game has gone with no new heroes since Echo, who released in April of 2020, sorry. You know, so that will be, well, that's a year ago. You know, probably over 2 years before we get another one. We've had no new maps. Deathmatch has, I'm not counting, because hardly anyone plays Deathmatch unless they're waiting for a match. And you know, I don't know what else to tell you. I think the push game mode could be implemented. Maybe add the new maps, like, you know, the Toronto map or the new, you know, New York map. All those things probably could be implemented. You know, it's the same kind of game mode as Overwatch 1 runs on, so I don't see why it couldn't do that. But I'm making my predictions now. This game will not last very long without content. It physically cannot. The player base has already seemed to drop a lot in these last few years, and I don't think it will make it. Now, I'm not going to say that Overwatch 2 has killed itself with its launch, because I'm not at that point yet. I do think it's got hope. Obviously, I'm going to buy the game, as I'm a huge fan of Overwatch and always have been, which is why it's one of the most played games on my channel, but at the same time, there's only so much of it that I can really do, because I'm running out of content ideas. I've got a couple in mind which will last me until like a few months into next year, and then I don't know what I'm going to do unless, you know, they start communicating more, which is the big issue with the Overwatch team, is they don't communicate. And yeah, they're like a lot of big game developers, really. Rockstar Games, you know, GTA, they don't communicate. Ubisoft hardly communicate with Rainbow Six, so maybe it's a common thing with online games and their devs to not communicate with us, but hey, it'd be nice if they did, wouldn't it? But yeah, that's enough rambling for one day, I think. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you've got any more points to add, or if you disagree with me in any way, do let me know in the comments or whatever. You know, I'm always down for a conversation. And yeah, Overwatch 2 has been delayed again. Looks like we're waiting until either very late 2022 or 2023. And yeah, I've been your boy Frost. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. See you next time, I guess. Peace.